Time has certainly been kind to you guys. In case you don't remember me, because it's been a minute. I used to go by the name of Arcananox here on this channel. Can you believe that was over 7 years ago? Back then I was still living in my parents' house and with a much less sexy voice and much less sexy hair. For those of you who haven't really been personally following my escapades lately, where exactly have I been? A lot of things. Since I last uploaded here, I went to college. I moved away from South Carolina into Dallas, Texas. I started working for Funimation Entertainment, and I've essentially been kind of going through the motions lately. And as I trek along life these past few years, I remember just how much I missed content creating. If you followed my voice acting channel, you would see that I did try making script-heavy, content-created, funny videos, but it didn't really seem to go anywhere, did it? So I tried making the voice acting channel rebranded into an actual content creation channel, but because Gmail likes to tie your YouTube name with your Gmail name, and because I had my professional voiceover email tied in with the voice acting channel, I couldn't change the name of the YouTube channel without changing the name that would appear on the professional emails. But ultimately, I still know that I wanted to come back. But after doing a lot of soul searching, I realized that anime is not necessarily a passion of mine that I actually like talking about. I love watching anime, I love being in anime, but in terms of making content about it, it didn't seem to be all that fulfilling the more I look back into it. Especially at the tail end there back in 2015 where I was burning the candle out really quick and I started to think of it as more of a chore. Not to mention I was blatantly copying Gabe's jokes. Which, funnily enough, I actually ended up working with him on these videos right here. It's amazing how everything comes full circle. I'm also glad I got to work with him when I was no longer squeaky voiced Seb. So those of you who have not honestly been following my personal escapades have been wondering where I've been, and that's essentially it. Nothing really grand and spectacular other than that, aside from the fact that I started working for Funimation, which, again, everything coming full circle, me talking about anime and me being in anime.
Even the priests.
Sorry, Princess. It seems the demon beasts continue to wreak havoc.
Finders keepers!
Wasn't that Heat Hazes?
I'm not sure, but I think he just got robbed.
As a matter of fact, if you've gotten One Piece episode of East Blue, you could hear me scattered throughout this thing. So since anime is not something that I genuinely want to make content about, despite how much I love it, what exactly do I want to do with this channel? Well, I think I figured it out, and I think you guys are gonna like it. I realized that I was much more of an avid gamer than I was an anime fan. Not to say that anime isn't something that I'm really passionate about, because I am. But when it comes to games, I seem to be a lot more in tune with what it has to offer in terms of my psychosis and what I like to talk about it. With an anime show, it's like, hey, wasn't that episode cool? Yes, that episode was cool. Okay, end of story. But with a game, talking about it is a lot more intricate because you have player input to create constant variables for everybody to have a different opinion on what sort of game that you're playing. So yes, this is going to be a gaming channel, but I think you guys are going to like what I have in store. I'm going all out with this. We're not just voicing over gameplay and saying that something is cool. It's going to include skits, it's going to include on-camera hijinks, it may even include some form of production quality CG special effects type deal, depending on if I can learn to do After Effects or not. That is my phone and it needs to shut up. But so yes, Arcananox is back. But because I'm now 25 years old and not a fucking idiot, I'm not going to use some sort of corny name like that anymore. I came up with that username when I was 15 years old, and now looking back on it, it's just one of those things. So instead, we are completely rebranding to something that screams style, that screams cool factor, that sort of thing. Something that is a little bit on the corny side, but still something that oozes with a sense of heck yeah-ness. I think you guys will know where I'm going with this. I've commissioned somebody to make a mascot for the channel. This is Aeon Bellamint, the angel with a demon heart, because I'm just that kind of guy. And this is one of my avatars that I'm going to be using for any sort of short videos that aren't full-blown episodes of the channel. So we're not just going to be talking about a game as a review, if you want to call it that, about any sort of game that I choose. We're going to be doing sprawling hours-long episodes of entire series. We're going to be doing editorial pieces on one specific game mechanic that I really want to talk about. We're going to be doing behind-the-scenes footage of any sort of game that may have been in development hell for a little while. And I may even do a podcast. I'm not quite sure yet. I probably will not, but you know, I'm not leaving anything off the table. So yes, Arcananox is back, but going under a rebranding. And I've actually got the script ready and raring to go for the first episode of the game that we're going to talk about. So welcome everybody to the new channel that is going by a different name.
You want to know the name? Action Sebastian.
It's good to be back, everyone, fully and officially. We've actually already filmed and uploaded a sort of pseudo-episode of the channel that has more to do with voice acting than games, which is why I put it on the voice acting channel on the end card right here. You can click on it. It shows you how exactly Devil May Cry 4 is the game that got me into voice acting. And as my parting message to you until we meet again, fight the good fight, be good to each other, stay true to yourself.
Subscribe!